You were wrong. That's what I was supposed to tell you last year on this date, but I hadn't fully accepted myself yet, as you might not have accepted yourself, because this is an important day for you to accomplish that. But because I didn't tell you last year, now you will be more receptive and you will receive it today, as I will also. Thank you so much for being here. I am Roger Burnley. Please subscribe to the channel if it's your first time and share it with others because it will help them as well as you. We never know who we're going to become when we come into the world, and it's a process that we move through of evolving, and that is the process of self-actualization and understanding our importance and why we are in the world, and everyone has a path. Sometimes we don't believe that, or sometimes we will try to ignore it. And I've done that. And then when that goes on, you wonder what's happened in your life, but then we'll wonder, well, what's happened in the world? Because you came into the world to do something incredible, and it's coming about now, on this date. And I can say that because I know the alignment that has been coming up in our world because it was given to me, but I wasn't really willing to accept who I was. So how could I help you accept who you were? In 2021, I was told that I had been given this plan that could cause any person to become who they were meant to be, and it would be so vital at this time in our world because we were moving through a big change, which Wilhelm called a restructuring. But I hid from myself, as you might have, because, see, we will have that doubt. It couldn't be us that's supposed to do that thing, but it always is. And then as we move, and sometimes it takes time, and time is the thing that we use to integrate whatever it is that comes about that we're meant to do. And you are meant to do something, and it is within you. And my life was to move through everything that I have done to bring this work through, but I couldn't have known that. I could not have known that I was going to bring in the Wilhelm Phenomenon, which had not been seen because what we're seeing in our world hadn't been seen either, and that activates all of us to reach that next level of who we're meant to become. But we can deny that, and I did that. But today, I'm telling you, you were not wrong. You have something within you, and you were not late. It just may seem that way because now is when we move. That's when you take the next step, and this is exactly what's occurring today. And I put together a couple of documents to show you the trajectory, because there is a trajectory in our lives in the way that we evolve. There's a process to it for every human, and there's also that process in our world, the collective consciousness that we all inhabit. And this was the message that came through, and it'll make more sense today. December 23rd, 2024. You were not wrong. We can say those words, for we know how accurate they are, and you will understand today. We have been sending you messages on this date for several years. As you view the following when your life and the world, you will understand how important you are, and that most of what you believed about yourself, your life, and the world were misconceptions. This morning, you were guided to visit a previous message. You were born to do something important. We sent you there, and now all others, because you still have difficulty accepting the intent of that message. Even though it was fairly recent in your current experience, you don't fully believe it is true. If you were to do nothing else but decide each day, even with no visible evidence to embody that message, your life will change, and you will fully fulfill every dream or vision you ever held. You sometimes feel that you were some sacrificial lamb in your life experience, which is never true. You only momentarily think you have sacrificed something until you realize how much you have gained. And you will, we promise. October 14th, 2018. You were born to do something meaningful, and you will not die until you have accomplished that. You and most others have difficulty believing or accepting that statement, but it is always true. You will question why certain people die before their time, as you see it, but here again, they accomplish what they set out to do, even if it was to cause you to appreciate living. If you are still alive, you are not done and will do something important. There is no order of hierarchy in human existence. Study that sentence intently. And I did study that sentence, and I was looking at something yesterday and saw the cruelty that was existing in our world, and I thought, oh, I was supposed to be love. I was supposed to meant to guide others to that acceptance of themselves. Well, I can do a little bit more of that today now. As I give you these documents, you will understand your importance and why today is the day that you might want to embrace more of who you are. Because that is what I'm doing. I am fully committing to Wilhelm's work and bringing it in because it is the work that can change your life and our world. If more of us remember who we are, and I can no longer deny that this is what I was given, and I don't want you to deny what you were given, and now you'll understand that. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you soon.